So.
Yeah, it's going to be embarrassing on a camera shot.
Oh, hence I got that one out.
yeah. So we're going to pour from this one, and then we'll just have another one open.
Sweet.
Now we got some fucking juice though, don't we? You know? Big boy.
This is the good stuff though, because I remember when we first came across Pikesville, it was years ago, and they had been through the rebrand, and the bottles looked kind of like this, but even shittier. And over time, they actually changed the recipe a little bit from a classic 2-year-old, cheap as rye whiskey, angry spice, but still yummy, into this 6-year-old, a little bit more graceful, higher proof, like overproof rye whiskey with that beautiful spice character coming through. And, just actually super exciting to get our hands on it. Similar story, I think, to what you were talking about, where I remember the first time this came into the country like this, getting an allocation of 3 bottles, and I think you got a call, but like hoarding the rest of it.
Heaven Hill, which makes both of these whiskies, along with their bourbons and Elijah Craig and Larceny and all that, such a gem once you discover them, right? Because you look at them and it's so great, but I would have avoided it for so long. And there's a heap of whiskies that I lazily avoided because of a label or something like that.
Bright yellow label doesn't just draw you right.
It does not draw my eye in, but now it does. Now it does. Once you've seen it, you can't look away. Like you say, Pikesville have made, even though this isn't probably the most attention-grabbing bottle that you'll see on the shelf, they've actually made improvements to this format. It looks much nicer.
Yeah, brought a bit more like a handmade, old-school feel to it.
Yeah.
A bit of a nod to just how old the brand is.
Yeah. Oh, it's great though. It does have an elegance, and even at that high ABV, you would and I say, it's 5% more than anything else here. Nearly 10% more than the Sazerac, and
weirdly on the nose, it actually feels lighter than the Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
In a pleasant way. Like it's not wanting. It's just kind of not as much of a punch in the nose.
There is an almost slightly floral nature to it. Sort of warm spice character, some slightly sort of stewed apple.
So that sort of iconic, slightly orangey kind of winter spice. Cinnamon. Much bigger on the palate though. I think it's kind of, maybe it's the higher ABV, maybe it's the extra time in barrel, but weightier, but again, with elegance. Like it's not kind of not biting.
I mean, maybe it's just because we're 3 in, but the ABV certainly feels.
I would think it's
like
less.
It's less than the Rittenhouse, right? Which is a nod to how well made it is, but that's a great buy.
Oh yeah.
I think if you really wanted to be impressed, spending the extra few dollars and grabbing something like this makes great sense. Because I think that both of these are wonderful. I think if you tried these for the first time, you would feel like you'd, I kind of like rye, but if
I could get into this.
If you'd stepped into something like this, you might actually be like, oh, this is a whole category of whiskey that I'm actually ready to immerse myself in. I think this one will do that too.
These two guys here, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, like I'm making like a great Manhattan.
Sure.
And I can enjoy it by itself as well. That Pikesville though just steps it up to the next level. And if you're looking for a whiskey to just enjoy by itself.
And perfect addition to the at-home cabinet, I think. Moorish, dangerously Moorish at 55%, I think. I would drink too much of that too quick. But I'd be quite pleasant to deal with for a short period of time, and then probably a bit of a fucking dick after that. But that's how she goes.